Good morning, students. Welcome to your computer class. In the previous class, we are discussing about the question answers, very short question answers of the chapter Internet and Search Engine. In that, we have completed match the following: true, false, fill in the blanks, tick the correct, and very short answers. So, without wasting the time, I am coming to the textbook and we will do the long answer type questions, and I will just revise the answers of the very short answers also. What is worldwide resource of information? So its answer is internet is a worldwide resource of information. Write the different uses of internet that you already know: research, chat, playing games, etc. You can write in this answer. Write the name of two search tools. The two search tools are subject directory and search engine. Name any four search engines: Bing, Yahoo, Ask Jeeves, Google, Lycos. And what is Google? So Google is a fast, relevant. Okay. Google is a fast, relevant software which provides what? You can find websites and web pages in that internet. Okay. You can also find images, maps, news. So it is the largest catalog of web pages that I already told you in the previous class. Now, long answer type questions. Explain the term internet. So on the first page of the chapter it is given. Okay. Here you can see the internet is a worldwide resource of information. The primary reason why people use the internet is to research for specific information including text, pictures, music and video. Instead of that, if you want, you can write from here also. Internet is also called the net. Okay, is one of the largest networks that links millions or trillions of computers all over the world. Till here, that is the first long answer. Okay, or you can also add it is widely used research tool providing us with access to the global information and instant communication. The whole paragraph you can write in your answer. Okay, because it's a long answer. I hope clear to you all. Okay, so now second question. Second question is explain the uses of search engine. So what a search engine does? Search engine is a program that finds websites, web pages, images, videos, news and other information related to a specific topic. Okay. So search engines are particularly helpful in locating web pages and certain topics or locating specific pages for which you do not know the URL. So uses of search engine is to search. So you can see again on the second page itself. A search engine is a software program which helps in finding websites, web pages, internet files. This line, or you can take from here also. A search engine is a program that finds websites, web pages, images, videos, news, maps or other information related to the specific topic. Okay, this is your second answer. And this line also you can write this one. Okay, second answer. Clear? Now third one is that define the term spider in search engine. So what does a spider does? Okay, so here you can see spider. This one, a spider is to display a list of all web pages that contain the word or phrase you entered, also called crawler or bot. And a spider reads the pages of a website in order to create a list of index of hits. Okay, this is your third answer. I hope clear to you all. And the last one is write the method of search on the internet. Okay. So the method to use search on the internet are, see, we can use the search while Google, okay, or through a web browser. So here are the steps given. First step, click the area to highlight the current web page address and then type google.com. Then second, click arrow and press enter key. And then third, type a word or phrase question that represent the information you want to find to the search box. And the last one is you can ignore the queries and click on the search button. So this is the step, okay, to do the search on the internet. So I hope you have all got the answers of the last 4 questions of long answer questions. Okay, so this chapter is completed over here. Here are some questions which you can find. Name of the founder of Facebook, Zuckerberg, Facebook के थे. Name the person who invented the television. Find the location that has record most snowfalls in India and find the name of the person who invented telephone, Abraham Graham Bell. Okay, so these two you find out. Okay, because I am not confirmed, that's why I am not giving the answers, but you have to find these 2 answers. Okay, now students, we are coming to the new chapter, Introduction to Email. It is also a very interesting chapter. As you can see, email, and I know you all know little things about email. So what are the topics which we will be covering in this chapter is email. The first one, that what is email, times before email messages, advantage of email, what are the advantage of email versus ordinary post which we used to send in earlier times, email programs, email account, email address. Okay, so about email programs, what are different programs of emails, now how we can create a email account, email address, how an email travels, how computer exchange informations, parts of email message, features of email program, and sending and receiving email message. How will you send and receive the email message? Then common email terms and creating an email account through Google and email etiquettes. Okay, these are the topics which we will be discussing in this chapter. Okay, so first of all, we come to the definition. Email stands for electronic mail. So email is the most popular service of internet. Email enables us to electronically exchange messages with other internet users wherever they may be. A computer, modem or network connection, and an email address are needed for using email. Okay, so email is the most popular service of internet. As you have seen, www and email enables us to electronically exchange messages with other internet users. It enables us electronically exchange messages with internet users wherever they may, in the world, in the region, wherever they may be. A computer, a modem or network connection and email address are needed to send the email. Because if you don't have a computer, don't have a modem or network, how will you able to send the email to the other person? Because internet is needed. So email was one of the original features of the internet, enabling scientists and researchers working on government sponsored projects to communicate with the colleagues at other location. What happens? So email was the only feature through that the scientists and researchers who are working in a government sponsored projects communicate with their colleagues to other location who are on the different locations. They contact them and then give them a advice. Okay, now today almost anyone who has internet access also has access to email. So theoretically, you can communicate with almost any internet user in the world. Means almost everyone, we can say, who has an internet access also has an email. So theoretically, if you say the people can communicate with almost any internet users in the world, and the versatility has made email one of the most popular internet services. Means it is so easy and so versatile that email means sending email is one of the most popular internet services which a person are using nowadays. They are sending emails to other person easily for communicating. These are some pictures. You can say at the rate is necessary, okay, in the email. Now times before email messages. There are some times when email messages were not there for thousands of years. People have been using various means to communicate with each other. Means in earlier times the people were using different methods to communicate with each other. Some of these means of communications are, now we will see the different means of communications. Message by fire. The first one, if you see, message by fire. Fire was used as a means of communication in many parts of the world. If you see, in 1588, a chain of bonfires was used to send warning signals from one end of the country to other. What happens at that time? They use a bonfires. Okay. When there is a war between the country peoples or the two countries, what happens? It becomes a means of communication for them. So in 1588, they made a chain of bonfires and they used to send the warning signals from one end of the country to other. Okay, so that the people of the country, those who are fighting in the war, just get a signal for to attack or prevent themselves. Second one is message by runner. Okay, this is also a very interesting thing. The most famous exchange of messages took place in 490 BC when a runner named Pheidippides ran about 40 kilometers to spread news of Greek victory at the Battle of Marathon. Even in India, kings and emperors stationed relay horses to spread messages from one place to another. So see how interesting it is that at that time, in the earlier times, we are using different methods. See, in 1490 BC, 490 BC, a runner who ran about 40 kilometers to spread news of a Greek victory. There was not any other method. There was no emails. So the people were running and spread the news of Greek victory at the Battle of Marathon. So he ran 40 kilometers. Even in India also, kings and emperors stationed relay horses. They are having the relay horses to spread the messages from one place to another. Now next, if you see message by pigeon, all of you know this thing. Pigeon have been used to send letters and messages for a long time. Okay, they are used to send the messages for a long time. They just tie the message on their legs, okay, and flew them. They know where to go in that area. They make them flew and they reach to the person to whom they wants to send. Okay, organized message. Next one. In AD 1, the first postal service was started by China, Persia and the Roman Empire. So remember this one, that first postal service started by China, Persia and the Roman Empire. Messages were written on the scrolls and carried on horsebacks or by ships. So they write the message on scrolls and they carried by the horsebacks, okay, and by ships. In such cases, message would take weeks to arrive, okay, because of the long distance. The distance is too long. Later, armed mail coaches were used. The first mail by a train was sent in 19th century, making the postal service much cheaper to use. Okay, So at that time, if you see, the first mail was sent by the train in 19th century and making that postal services much cheaper. So the first air mail service began in 1918. Remember these things. Okay, I'm underlining also. The first air mail service began in 1918 between Washington DC and New York. It can come in the answers also that in between which two countries in 1918 the first air mail service began. So the answer will be Washington DC and New York. Letters and packages. Letters and packages could be sent across the two cities in just 2 days. Okay. So earlier they were taking long days, now week, and now it comes to 2 days. Now message by wire. So we have studied about fire, runner, pigeon, organized message. Now we are going to see message by fire. After the invention of telegraph in 1837, message could be sent over long distances very quickly. Okay. So when the invention of telegraph has been happened, then the messages are sent over long distance very quickly, because telegraph machine spelled out words in Morse code, a code in which combination of dots and dashes made up each letter. Okay, that machine spelled out words in Morse code. Remember this code. It is code of what? A code in which combination of dots and dashes made up each letter. Like here are the dots. Okay, I am writing here. This is E. Okay, so these are the dots and combination of dashes. So I have made this. Okay, here are the dots and that E. If I will write like this, C. So here. Okay, now message in an instant. The first fax machine which is used to send message very fast was launched in 1984. So in 1984 the first fax machine is used to send the messages very fast. So after the introduction of wire telegraph 1837, in 1984 we have got the fax machine. And now then in 1971 email, Ray Tomlinson, okay, the name is Ray Tomlinson, developed the first email application for ARPANET in 1971. For ARPANET it has been developed in which 1971, consisting of a program called SND MSG for sending mail and program called read mail for reading mail. Okay, so remember this is the important thing. 1971, a program called SND message for sending mail, or a program called read mail for reading mails. In 1980s, such messages were exchanged between computers in offices and universities that had been linked together. 1990, email had gone worldwide. Today, our lives without email seems incomplete. Okay, so 1971, you have got SND message, that is also called consist of means mail and program, so that is called read mail. Then again in 1980s, after 9 years, such messages were exchanged between the computer office and universities, and purely in 1990 email had gone worldwide, and today our life without email seems incomplete. Why? Because we are using emails in our daily life for sending documents, messages, pictures all over the world in just a few seconds, okay, and less cost. Now, advantages of email. So what are the advantages of email? The email system is almost universal because anyone who has access to the internet has an email address. Means the person who are using internet can access the email address. So first point is likely to be agreed that email system is always universal. Email is extremely fast. That is also true. That email is very fast, extremely fast. You can receive a message in a matter of seconds after it has been sent. If you have a good network, good speed of internet, then whenever you send a message, in a second it will be reached to the destination points. Now, irrespective of the geographic location of the sender and the recipient, you cannot find a better medium than an email to communicate. So that's a better idea, because if you want to send a message to someone in earlier time, see how much time is taken. Now when we have developed the technology, so if we cannot find a better medium than an email. Email is convenient because, why it is convenient? You can send messages anytime during the day, and your recipient does not need to be at his or her computer, even connected to the internet. Means it is convenient because if you want to send the message, you can send the message anytime, and your recipient who is on the other end does not need to be at his her computer or even connected to the internet. Okay, if he is not present, then also you can send the messages. You can send a message to a group of people free of cost, quickly and easily. That I told you earlier also, that you can send messages, okay, group of people free of cost, quickly and easily. Now if you see, you can send message, okay, you can send documents, graphics, sound files. Documents, graphics, sound files, or any file is an attachment along with your email. So that is also a good thing, that you can send attachments like documents, graphics, sound files, you can send with your email. Email is very economical because you do not have to pay to send messages. Okay, you don't have to pay to send messages, and no matter where in the world you send them, all over the world, wherever you want, you can send emails. Email can also save your money because you can send a message instead of placing a long distance phone call. This is the cheapest method for sending messages and takes very less time. So this is the main reason that each year the number of email users increases. Okay, that you see. So cheap also, less cost effective, takes less time. In a second the other person gets the message or the pictures you are sending or the documents you are sending. So it's saving your money because you can send message instead of placing a long distance phone call. Even the phone call cuts in between and you cannot show the things on a real output, but an email message you can show the things whatever you are having, like documents. If you want to send and he wants to see that documents, you can easily send to them. Informations you can send through email, which is a very good piece of what service. Now email versus ordinary post, if you compare email and ordinary post, then what is the difference? You can exchange electronic mail with people around the world. Of course we can share the email around the people in the world on the same time. Let us take an example to compare the process of sending a message via email with sending a letter by post. Email. Switch on the computer, log into your email ID, just type the email address, compose your message and press send button. Very simple. Just open the browser, search for email, whatever email you are having, just go to that website, put your email and password, and then you can access it. Sending a letter by an ordinary post. Now what happens if you are sending the data from an ordinary post? So first get a headed note paper, find an envelope, go to the post office to buy the stamps, print off the letter, put it in an envelope and go to the post box and drop the letter. See, so this is the process which you will follow, and then at last you will drop your letter. But in email what happened? People get the letter in a second and they reply also to the letter in a second. But here the process is long. So simple mail could take 3-4 days or to be delivered, whereas the email would delivered in a second or minute. So this comparison I think you have understood very well. What is the difference between email and ordinary post? Now email programs. You can create, send, receive and manage email messages. by using different programs like Windows Mail, Outlook, Hotmail, Gmail. Of course, we are using these things. So we can create, send, receive and message and email message by using different programs. So the message can be simple text or can include an attachment such as word processing, document and a graphical image or an audio or video clip. So message can be simple text that nothing is there, but it also can include an attachments like word processing document, graphical image, audio or a video. We can send these things with the email attachments and it will reach in a second to the other end. So now email account. Before that, we will see Ray Tomlinson is created as being the first person to send an email message on a network. So he became the first person to send a message on email message on a network. Some early email systems required that the sender and the recipient both to be online at the same time. Today's email systems are based on store and forward model. Okay, that means what? Store and forward. You don't have to wait for the other person to be online. You just send your mail to that person whenever he be online. Then also he can check your email and it will be in his inbox. Now email account. All of we are having email account. You must have an email account to use email services. Okay, for using an email service we have an email account. Email account is provided by the companies which provide email services like yahoo.com, gmail.com, etc. So these accounts are provided by the companies and the account gives you a unique email address to which others can send message. It gives you a secure private email address so that everyone can send message on that email ID, or otherwise it will be general so no one able to send it because there is no privacy. Every email account comes with its own email address. An email address is a set of characters that uniquely identifies the location of your internet mailbox. Okay, email address is a set of characters that uniquely identifies the location of your internet mailbox. See, of course, it has a set of characters like your name, then at the rate, and then address of that means what? Means your Gmail or yahoo.com. Okay. Now next one is email address. You can send email messages anywhere around the world. If you have any email address, if you are having an address, then you can send. Earlier what? We are having address, then we are just sending the letters by post. So same thing is here, but it is online, digitalized. So you can send messages to other person if you are having the email address of that person. So all email users have their own unique email addresses. So the messages are sent to the correct recipient because of the uniqueness of the address. So if you are having the correct address, that means what? You can send easily. Easily you can send the message to other end. If you are having a wrong address, then it will deliver to another person whom you don't know. So it has a unique email addresses and each and every person has a unique email address. It can't be same. Like you are having the email address, that address only I can also use. No, I have another email address of mine. So the message are sent to the correct recipient because of the uniqueness of the address. Okay. Now next topic is your parts of an email address. So what are the different parts of email addresses? Now selecting an email address. In this you will see the different parts like domain name is there, username is there, how it can be separated. So these things we will see in the next class, and how an email travels. This part also, how computer exchange information, these all things we will see in the next class. Until then, you revise whatever I had taught today in this video, and this will be helpful because without revision nothing is possible to understand. Okay, so these small definitions if you read properly, then you will easily get the knowledge about them. Okay? Thank you.